Hi, I'm TC. I've got a few finished pages from my colouring books. The first one here is called Picture Art Deco, and it's quite a large book. The paper's really thick. It's more like a cardboard, very, very thick card. And this one I used Derwent Inktense and some Polychromos. Now, because the book is so large, I'm going to have to turn it on its side so you can see the full picture. If I try to zoom in, my light and camera setup is likely to topple over because it's not very stable, and it's a brand new setup, so it's the first time I've used it, and I'm not too familiar with you know, how to set things up properly. So, but I'll put it up the other way as well. Not that it's going to make any difference because it's still not the right way up, but anyway. So most of that is actually in Derwent Inktense. And I think the colours come out quite nice. And although this is a lovely quality book, the pictures are not quite that good inside. So I've actually only picked out two in here that I wanted to do, which is a shame because it is such nice paper or card. But the pictures are really quite unattractive. I mean, this just isn't my sort of thing. Some people would probably like it, but it's just not my sort of thing. So I'll just flick through quickly and just show you what the pictures are like. So if you want to buy the book, I think it's only available online, but if you want to buy it and you can't see, you know, a preview or anything like that anywhere else, then you can see what it looks like. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even bother with that. That's not too bad, although it's not that pretty. It's a little bit boring because there's too much of a big building in the background. I like the car. I think the car is nice. Let me just move. I like this one. I don't mind this one. It's actually not too bad. I like the little figures. I like the little people. I'm not sure about the big boat. I think that could look a bit ugly. That's just my opinion. I'll turn it around again so you can actually see it. The full picture. I hope that's showing up okay. Oh, that is really not my cup of tea. No comment. Very different, isn't it? Somebody thinking of doing like a little racing car or something. I don't know if it's a racing car. Is it a racetrack or is it just somebody zooming around on a road? It's an unusual picture though. Unusual. That's just too ugly for words. They're having a nice picnic, and there's I think it's like a botanical gardens in the background, or a big glass house or something, greenhouse. And they're having a nice picnic. They've got their bottle of wine and some little cupcakes and stuff, and they've got their lovely clothes on. Just move that out so you can see. All the way down. It's just so much easier for me just to wave it around rather than try and adjust the setup. So I'll put it that way as well so you can see the full picture. There you go. I'll put it the other way around as well because sometimes it can look better one way than the other way, even though it's not the right way. It can still look a bit easier to look at. So I think it came out quite nice. It's nice and bright, and Inktense, you don't often get to use Inktense on colouring books where the paper doesn't sort of fluff up and look dreadful, because I've used it quite a few times in my other books and it really doesn't do too well. A lot of the time it really does make a hole in the paper, so being such thick card, it did actually cover quite well. But I wouldn't go, you know, do 2 or 3 washes because it wouldn't hold up for that. It's thick paper, but the surface can still, you know, fluff up and leave those horrible sort of dark marks. So that's that one. So that's that book. There's only 2 that I did in there. Now I can't remember exactly the name of this book. I think it was called the Black and Gold colouring book. It's a little square book. It's quite nice. The paper is so thin, it's really, really thin, and I hope my glitter is showing up. It's so pretty. The glitter on there is such a pretty colour. And they're just little grapes, some grape leaves. Really enjoyed doing this. I used Inktense, and I think I used Prismacolor. So I really like the way that came out. I really, really do like that. I hope you're getting to see all the lovely shiny glitter the way I can see it, because I know sometimes things don't come out on camera the way that we're actually seeing them in person. So that's that one, and I really like that one. I like that a lot. I might even put that on my wall with a bit of glue tack. I wouldn't go to the trouble of framing it, it's not that good. And these little cupcakes, now I don't know if you can see, I've got a little bit of glitter here and there on them, just a little bit, but I've actually put some little I've actually embellished it with some little diamante little gems. I don't know if you're going to be able to see those, if the camera will pick those up or not, but they're actually stuck on with a little bit of glue. They're all around the top of the little cake there. Oh, come on, focus, focus. I can't get any. Oh, there we go, that's perfect. So you can see they're stuck on there, and I've used little pearl ones on here. Some other little coloured ones there. And some little pearls on there as well. Can you see those? Are they showing up okay? I think they are. And on this one I've got a little cute little heart. I think that looks really pretty. So yeah, it's not a great picture, but it was just fun doing it. It didn't take very long at all because it wasn't that detailed. And I think I used Polychromos and what's the other one? Prismacolors. I don't think I used any Inktense on here, just coloured pencils and a bit of glitter. Really, really pretty glitters. I hope you can see that. There's some glitter around the top there, and it's like green, and it's such a pretty colour. It's actually showing up whitish, creamish on the thing, but it's not. It's actually like a really iridescent green colour. I don't know. Something wrong with these cameras. They never ever show up the true colours. Anyway, too much waffling. Next one. Fishies. I put the bubbles in myself. I just added those. And there's a little bit of Inktense, a little bit of Polychromos, and some Prismacolors, and some glitter, of course. I hope that's as glittery on camera as it is in person. It's so glittery. There you go. If I tilt it, there you go, you can actually see the glitter better if I tilt it. Get some movement in there. And the sheen that you see on his little fin there, that's there's actually makeup. It was actually like one of those highlighters that you put on your cheeks and stuff. And it was just too bright for me. I couldn't get on with it. And I was about to throw it in the bin, and I thought, no, I might be able to use it for something. So I just threw it in my art bag, and I used it. I saw it in there and I used it. And it came out really well. It doesn't even wipe off. It stays put. I actually wetted a brush, a little, just got a little brush, put a little tiny bit of water, and just brushed it on. And I've used it on quite a few of my pictures now. And you can see I've used it on the tails and, on the other fins and stuff in here. And it's come out really nicely. So I'm quite happy with that. It came out quite nice. Here's a lovely little crab, all sparkly and pretty. I used, I think, 3 or 4 different coloured glitters on this one. I used just a plain gold one, and one that was actually, it looked like it was black, but it had all different colours in it, like there's pink and gold and blue and green in it as well. I'll just see if I can get close enough for you to be able to see what I'm seeing. Yeah, I think you just about pick up those little coloured sparkles in there. And then I used a little bit of blue and some purple around on his little nippers there. So there's about 3 or 4 different colours in there. 3 or 4 different coloured glitters in there. I think that's really pretty. I like this. I might actually put this on the wall, get a bit of blue tack and just whack it on the wall. I wouldn't bother framing it because the paper's not going to last that long anyway. So, but I like that. I think it came out really nicely, and it's all mainly Inktense. Yeah, it is. It's all Inktense. Apart from there's a little tiny bit of what do you call it? Fine liner just to make his little claws blacken the claws up a little bit. But it's basically all Inktense, and I do love my Inktense. So there's that one, and I really like that. I think that came out beautifully. And that's just cheap Kmart glitter, or you know, just Kitty's cheap glitter. Obviously, if you want to use your fancy, expensive glitter, that'll probably look even better. But it didn't come out too bad considering it was very, very cheap glitter. Next, we have a gorgeous lobster. He's really sparkly. Come on, pick it up, camera. There we go. You can see how sparkly and shiny that is. It's really, really, really shiny. It looks quite shiny on the camera, even though it's still not as shiny as what I'm seeing it. But you can get an idea of what it looks like. And this was a combination of Inktense, and I think I just used the very cheap Faber-Castell ones, the Kitty's ones. Nothing fancy. And a black marker, or you know, what do you call it, a fine liner, just to pick out his little black claws and stuff. And I love that. I think it's so pretty. I'm really getting into this glitter. I have to be really careful though, because I do get a little bit overexcited when I use it. I sort of start sprinkling it everywhere. And my God, it's messy. When you get it all over the carpet, all over your clothes, all over the furniture. It's just really, really messy, but it's such good fun. So, but a little bit of glitter does go a long way. So when I do my colouring book pictures, I am sort of always aware of not to go overboard with it, because, you know, a little bit too much can make it look gaudy rather than pretty. But I think it's okay. I think it came out okay. I put a little bit of glitter on the corners. Actually, this is a bit messy there. In the corners, there's a little bit of gold glitter there. So I really like that. I love that glitter. It looks so, so pretty. My colouring probably isn't the best, but the glitter makes it look that much better. So that's that for that one. That's for the black and gold book. And I just recently started, sorry about the noise outside, it's the crows, they're getting a little bit active now. So this is a beautiful big hardback book. Actually, it's not that big, it's quite a narrow book, but it's a beautiful book. It's very, very thick, nice hard cover, big protective cover. And so the first one I did in this book is this one here. If you look around her head, you should be able to see some really pretty iridescent sort of green, very, very fine glitter. I hope it shows up. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, someone's just decided to mow their lawn. I'm sorry about that. There's always noise going on around here. So you can just about pick up that glitter, and it's really pretty. Such a pretty colour. I just wish you could see what I could see. But I'm sure you can get the idea of, you know, how it looks. And I just used, I did use some Inktense on this one, and some, just some cheap Faber-Castell pencils. A little bit of metallic gel pens, just to pick out a few details on the flowers. Her face was pretty much flat. There wasn't much detail in it, so I sort of tried to structure a nose there by shading down the side. There was nothing there. It was just two little eyes with no eyelashes. It was just a very, very plain drawing, a bit like one next to it like that. So I just made her eyes a little bit prettier, put some eyeshadow on them and tried to make them just stand out and look more like eyes. But I think it came out quite nice. I'm happy with it, even though it looks like a bit of a mess on camera. So there's that one. It's not too bad. It's not too good, but it's not too bad. What have we got next? Sorry, I'm just going to have to... A lot of these in here are just so dreadful. I'm sorry if nobody likes what I'm saying about some of these pictures in these books, but I'm always very, very honest, and I will always give my honest, true opinion. But some of these are just, they're just plain ugly. I mean, look at the face on this one here. Look at that, it's enough to scare you. Oh, she's got a booby there. She's got a booby. So the pictures in here are not fantastic. There's probably not that many more in here that I would do, but here's one that I've recently finished. Lots of glitter, some pretty red glitter. Come on, sparkle for me. Get your sparkle on. Oh, come on. It's a really nice red glitter there, but I'm not sure that it's reflecting very well. Oh, there we go. Just have to turn the book around and... Ah, that's better. Yeah, go, you can see that. Oh, there we go. That's nice. You can get a really good view of it now. Give you a close-up. I'll put a little bit of glitter in her hair on the little flowers. Just some little purple centres on the flowers there. On the butterflies, there's a little bit of that the makeup that I used previously in one of the other pictures. That's just the cheek highlighter, which I couldn't use, so I've started using it in my books now, and I actually painted some of that on the edges of those flowers on the bottom, so you can see just on the edges of the petals. That's the same stuff. I'm not sure if I did any more. Sorry, not sure if I got any more in here. Oh, there's one in progress, so that's basically it for now. I will upload again as soon as I've done a few more. Thanks so much for watching. It'd be great if you would like to subscribe, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Thank you. Bye.